Hey guys, what's up? Dr. W here. And in the coming days, I'm going to be restructuring my channel, have a more consistent content output, and I'll have shows that are going to be, specific days each week. And since this is primarily a Destiny channel, I figured I would bring one of those shows back that I've done in the past with my channel and focus it on Destiny for right now. So this is a show, we're going to call it Let's Rank. It's going to be a series where I just rank things. I love making lists. And I figured this first episode can be Destiny DLC. So all the DLC from Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. And I've done kind of this before, but since Season of the Undying and Shadowkeep have come out, I figured it'd be time to, revamp my list, put it out as a Let's Rank, and start getting in the habit of doing this consistent content. There'll be a video coming out this Saturday. I think it's October 19th. It'll be my channel update, so heads up for that. But let's dive into this list. So first off, what you need to know is the first season pass with Black Armory, Drifter, and Opulence. I divided that into 3 DLCs, since each of those individually are about the size of like a smaller Curse of Osiris or Warmind type DLC. So there are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 spots on this list, okay? And we're going to start with the bottom one. So, at number 11, we have Season of the Drifter. And why this is the lowest on my list is because it's just Gambit Prime. And if you don't like Gambit Prime, you get like nothing out of this expansion. It's just one new mode. You play the mode over and over again. There's the Reckoning, but to do the Reckoning, you have to do Gambit Prime. If you don't like Gambit Prime, you're not going to do the Reckoning. If you don't like the Reckoning, you're not going to get better at Gambit Prime. It was a poorly crafted loop. It was like too tight of a loop. And I feel like that's why Season of the Drifter is the worst of the Destiny DLCs. Next up is Curse of Osiris. And that's because just Mercury seems like such a small piece of content. You can't even ride a Sparrow or Mercury. And the Infinite Forest is not what I thought it was going to be. There's, only a couple of paths through it. The story is so short. And also it's on the smaller DLCs. So it costs more than any of the seasonal content. And I just think the price and the little amount of content, that's why it's, number 10 on this list. Next up is The Dark Below. I feel like The Dark Below is what kind of got me off of Destiny to begin with, back when it first came out. Like, I played the base game. I really enjoyed it, actually, once I, learned to love it for what it was. Did the raid a lot. Then Dark Below came out, and I was like, yes, new content. And then I went through the Dark Below content, and I was like, man, there's not really much else to do. It's just, I think it's the problem with these smaller DLCs, and it's something that Bungie learned, and the move to the Season Pass is great, because these smaller DLCs are usually way underwhelming, and a little bit overpriced, and those two things combined is what makes Dark Below number 9 on this list. So number 8 is the first piece of seasonal content that Destiny had, which is the Black Armory. Now, the Black Armory was fun. It didn't have a story. None of the seasonal things have a story, but I think that is what holds them back some. The forges are fun, though I wish you could just launch straight into them instead of having to mark them on your map and run to them. But I think the forges, each one, it gives you a little bit of newness doing each individual forge rather than just running Gambit Prime. It seems a little bit different between forges, although it's roughly the same thing you're doing. So I appreciate that. And that's why it's higher on this list than Drifter is. And also, since the seasonal content's a little cheaper than Dark Below and Curse of Osiris, and I feel like it gives that raid and the forges, and it's a nice way to grind for specific guns. It was like the first step in the right direction for Destiny. Next up on this list is House of Wolves. House of Wolves is what got me back into Destiny for a while. Just for Prison of Elders, though. Like, if they really need to bring Prison of Elders back into Destiny 2, because I loved it in Destiny 1. Like, I wasn't even grinding for anything. I would just play Prison of Elders over and over again with my, friends and all that. And that's just the fun of doing that mode. got me back into playing Destiny for months, even though I wasn't really doing anything. I wasn't accomplishing anything by playing that mode. I was just having fun. I feel like they need to bring Prison of Veils back into D2. And that's like the only thing I remember from House of Wolves. And, this is like the area where the DLCs start to get like, worth buying on their own. So that's why I put House of Wolves here. Next up is Warmind. I like Mars. I like the icy hive that's on Mars. I like Escalation Protocol. I like the story. And I feel like people shit on Warmind a lot, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good piece of content. It's by far the best, small DLC that Destiny's had. And for that, it earns the spot on his list. Next up, Season of Opulence. Season of Opulence was great. And it being seasonal content is why it's below, why it's not fourth on the list. I don't think it could be in the top 3, but why it's not fourth on the list is because, there's no story, no cutscenes in Season of Opulence, really. But the Menagerie was so good. Menagerie was great. It's the best seasonal content we've had yet out of these 3, and as of right now, Undying does not seem to be as good as Season of Opulence was. I really enjoyed it, and it's the best seasonal content we've had, and I hope in the future, one of the 3 seasons that is coming after Shadowkeep that we know about, I hope they are at least as good as Season of Opulence, because I really enjoyed that one. Next up is the first of the 2 medium DLCs that Destiny has. This one is Rise of Iron. I like the Siva. I know people don't really enjoy it. Bungie seems to not enjoy it because Siva enemies didn't make the way into Destiny 2, sadly. But I remember when Rise of Iron came out, I played that up until, a month or 2 before Destiny 2 came out. I really enjoyed Rise of Iron. It felt like it was a good way to cap off Destiny 1 in this transition to Destiny 2. And that's about it. It kept my attention. I like the Siva enemies. I hope they bring those back. It'll be an interesting thing to see. So next is Shadowkeep. And I feel like it's not really fair to compare Shadowkeep and Rise of Iron to number 1 and number 2 on this list, because Shadowkeep and Rise of Iron are medium DLCs. They don't have as much content as the other 2. But what Shadowkeep does, that I feel like is so great, and why people could make an argument that it's the best DLC Destiny's had, is that while it doesn't have as much content as the 2 big DLCs, the reworking that Bungie has done with this game through Shadowkeep has made it so awesome to play. I love Arma 2.0. I love the Nightfall Ordeals now, all the modes they added, like Nightmare Hunt, and the Moon. I love the Moon. I love the way patrols are done on the Moon now. I like XP, giving you bonuses to your power, and the seasonal artifact. The season pass stuff. While, I'm not even talking about Season of Undying, just the idea of the season pass that's implemented with Shadowkeep. Even if you don't have the season, the free stuff you get, I think that's interesting, and, keeps me grinding towards that. The reworking of how you get Ingrams and stuff, just the game, such a breath of fresh air Shadowkeep gave to Destiny. And there's a lot of content in it. It's definitely worth picking up. And the content and the reworkings and the breath of, fresh air, like I said before, that it gave to Destiny, really make Shadowkeep a great piece of DLC. Now, number 2 on this list, and I feel like there's some argument within the community between these 2. Number 2 on my list is Taken King. Taken King saved Destiny, I believe. It was what the game needed. It's weird because I'm just thinking now, what would have that looked like if it was Bungie without Activision? Because we've seen what Bungie's doing without Activision now. And I'm curious as to see what Destiny would have been like if it was just Bungie by itself. And especially Taken King, because it's such a great piece of DLC. And it's just interesting to see how it saved the game, really, with orcs coming in and the Taken enemies, even though I hate fighting the Taken enemies now. I feel like Bungie uses them too much now, but when Taken King came out, it was interesting, and it revamped the whole game, and like I said, it saved it, and that's why it's number 2 on this list. But it didn't quite, at least for me, have as much impact as number 1 on this list, which is Forsaken. The Forsaken story and how it's carried out, where you go and hunt all of the different members of that game that kill Cayde. It's just so interesting, and also it adds not only the Tinkle Shore, but also has the Dreaming City as an in-game place, and the Dreaming City has so many secrets packed into it. So Forsaken, it has 2 new areas and a great story and new supers, and it's what any big Destiny DLC has to be. And I hope with this season pass stuff, we still are able to get these huge DLCs. Like, Shadowkeep's great, but I really hope like next September, next October, we get a Forsaken size piece of content along with another season pass. And that's it, guys. That's my list. So, number 1, Forsaken. Number 2, Taken King. Number 3, Shadowkeep. Number 4, Rise of Iron. 5, Season of Opulence. 6, Warmind. 7, House of Wolves. 8, Black Armory. 9, Dark Below. 10, The Curse of Osiris. And 11, Season of Drifter. So let me know in the comments what you think. I know I'm not great at this ranking list and talking just to y'all as of yet, but I am trying to improve, and I hope this is something we can keep doing on this channel as we go with these Let's Rank videos. And you'll see in my channel update video on, what's it going to be, Saturday, that's when I have that scheduled to come out. You'll see in that video how it's going to line up, but these Let's Rank videos are going to start coming out every Monday and every Wednesday from now on. And they're going to be about different topics. Spoiler alert, Monday's topic is ranking the DCEU films in honor of the Joker doing so well, but the Joker movie is not going to be on that list because it's not technically a DCEU film. And then next Wednesday's Let's Rank is going to be ranking the Batman films from 89 up through Batman v Superman. So be excited for that. And there's going to be some, just nerd culture or video game rankings. I'm also going to do some historical rankings because, if you guys don't know, I have a degree in history, so that's going to be fun for me. And just be sure to check out my channel. I'm going to post, every weekday from now on. I hope to at least keep to that schedule. So remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share if you enjoyed this video. And please check out some of my other videos. Hit that bell so you know when I post new videos. And thank you all for listening. I'll see you guys on the next video.